Gaius Julius Caesar, a name synonymous with power, ambition, and ultimately, tragedy. Born in 100 BC to a patrician family, Caesar's path to greatness was not paved with silver spoons. While his family boasted prestigious lineage, their political influence had waned, leaving young Caesar with a burning desire to restore their former glory. Caesar's early life offered glimpses of the strategic mind and ruthlessness that would define his later years. He navigated the treacherous waters of Roman politics with cunning and ambition, forming alliances and outmaneuvering rivals. His marriage to Cornelia, daughter of a powerful Roman general, solidified his position within the political landscape. Caesar's military career began in Asia, where he served with distinction, earning accolades for his bravery and tactical acumen. Little did he know, his greatest challenge and his greatest triumph awaited him in the untamed wilds of Gaul. Gaul, a vast and fertile land encompassing present-day France, Belgium, and parts of Germany, would become the proving ground for Caesar's military genius. Tasked with subduing the Gallic tribes, Caesar embarked on a series of campaigns that would span nearly a decade and reshape the map of Europe. His legions marched from the sun-drenched fields of southern Gaul to the mist-shrouded forests of Britannia, engaging in fierce battles and laying siege to fortified settlements. Caesar's campaigns were masterclasses in strategy, logistics, and diplomacy. He understood the importance of dividing his enemies, exploiting rivalries between Gallic tribes to his advantage. His writings, particularly his commentaries on the Gallic War, provide a fascinating, albeit somewhat self-serving account of his campaigns. The Gallic tribes, led by the valiant Vercingetorix, put up fierce resistance, testing the mettle of Caesar's legions. Yet Caesar persevered, his tactical brilliance and unwavering determination ultimately leading him to victory. The Gallic Wars cemented Caesar's reputation as a military genius, a leader who could inspire his troops to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. With Gaul firmly under his control, Caesar turned his gaze back towards Rome. The political landscape had shifted dramatically during his absence, with his former ally and member of the first triumvirate, Pompey, now his staunch rival. The Roman Republic, already teetering on the brink of collapse, faced a choice: Pompey or Caesar. Crossing the Rubicon River, the symbolic boundary between Gaul and Italy, in 49 BC was a declaration of war. Caesar, with his loyal legions at his back, marched on Rome, forcing Pompey and his supporters to flee. This decisive act plunged the Republic into civil war, a conflict that would determine the fate of Rome and shape the course of history. After a series of victories, Caesar finally confronted and defeated Pompey at the Battle of Pharsalus in 48 BC. Pompey, once the darling of Rome, fled to Egypt, where he was treacherously assassinated. Caesar, now the undisputed master of Rome, returned to a hero's welcome, hailed by the masses as their savior. With Pompey vanquished, Caesar stood as the undisputed master of Rome. He was granted the title of Dictator, initially for a term of 10 years, and later for life. Caesar, the shrewd politician, knew he needed to consolidate his power and win over the Roman people. Thus began a period of intense reform and reconstruction, aimed at restoring order and stability to the war-torn republic. Caesar tackled the problems facing Rome with characteristic energy and vision. He implemented land reforms, alleviated debt, and instituted public works projects to provide employment and appease the masses. However, Caesar's reforms were not without their critics. His assumption of absolute power and his increasingly monarchical style alienated many within the Roman elite. Whispers of tyranny and despotism began to circulate in the halls of power. The Ides of March, whispers of conspiracy. The year was 44 BC. Rome, basking in the afterglow of victory and the promise of a new era under Caesar's rule, seemed poised for greatness. Yet, beneath the surface of prosperity and stability, a storm was brewing. A group of senators, their hearts filled with a potent cocktail of fear, envy, and misplaced idealism, began to plot against Caesar. Leading the conspirators were Gaius Cassius Longinus and Marcus Junius Brutus, a man Caesar considered a close friend and confidant. Driven by a complex mix of personal ambition and what they perceived as the defense of Roman liberty, the conspirators met in secret, their whispers of discontent growing louder with each passing day. Rumors of the conspiracy reached Caesar, but he dismissed them, confident in his own popularity and the loyalty of his troops. Et tu, Brute, the assassination of Julius Caesar. March 15th, 44 BC, the Ides of March dawned like any other day in Rome. Caesar, ignoring the warnings of soothsayers and the pleas of his wife Calpurnia, set out for the Senate meeting at the theater of Pompeii. Little did he know he was walking into a carefully orchestrated trap. As Caesar entered the Senate chamber, he was surrounded by the conspirators, their daggers concealed beneath their togas. One by one they struck, their blades finding their mark with chilling precision. Caesar, initially stunned by the attack, fought back, his toga billowing around him like a shroud. Legend has it that as Caesar looked upon the face of his trusted friend Brutus, he uttered the now iconic phrase, "Et tu, Brute, you too, Brutus." The assassination of Julius Caesar sent shockwaves throughout Rome and the wider world. The conspirators, their hands stained with the blood of a dictator, had hoped to spark a popular uprising against tyranny and restore the Republic to its former glory. However, they had misjudged the mood of the Roman people. Instead of the cheers of liberation they had anticipated, the conspirators were met with fear, confusion, and anger. Caesar, for all his faults, was a popular leader, seen by many as a strong and decisive ruler who had brought peace and stability to Rome. His assassination, far from restoring the Republic, plunged it into a new round of civil wars and ultimately paved the way for the rise of the Roman Empire. Caesar's legacy is a complex and multifaceted one. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Julius Caesar left an indelible mark on history. Caesar's assassination was like opening a Pandora's box of political turmoil. Rome, once relatively stable under his iron fist, descended into chaos. The conspirators, rather than being hailed as heroes, found themselves on the run. Mark Antony, Caesar's loyal lieutenant, skillfully manipulated the public's grief and anger, turning them against the assassins. The aftermath saw the rise of the Second Triumvirate, a shaky alliance between Mark Antony, Octavian, Caesar's adopted son, and Marcus Lepidus. This uneasy partnership aimed to avenge Caesar and restore order, but it ultimately devolved into another power struggle. The Roman Republic, already on life support, breathed its last. From the ashes of Caesar's ambition rose the Roman Empire, with Octavian, later known as Augustus, as its first emperor. Caesar's influence extends far beyond the confines of ancient Rome. His military campaigns, political maneuvers, and personal life have captivated historians, writers, and artists for centuries. His name has become synonymous with power, ambition, and leadership, both for good and ill. Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar immortalized the dictator's rise and fall, exploring themes of power, ambition, fate, and free will. Caesar's famous quotes such as Veni, Vidi, Vici, I came, I saw, I conquered, and Alea iacta est, the die is cast, have become part of our everyday language. His image, with his laurel wreath and piercing gaze, continues to adorn coins, statues, and books, a testament to his enduring presence in our collective memory. In modern times, Caesar's name has been invoked by leaders and revolutionaries alike, used to justify both acts of tyranny and movements for liberation. Julius Caesar remains one of history's most fascinating and enigmatic figures. He was a man of contradictions, a brilliant military strategist, a shrewd politician, a ruthless dictator, a reformer, and a tyrant. His life and death continue to spark debate and intrigue, reminding us of the complexities of power, ambition, and the human condition. Was he a hero or a villain? A visionary leader or a power-hungry tyrant? The answer, like most things in history, is rarely black and white. Caesar was a product of his time, a man driven by ambition and a belief in his own destiny. He left an indelible mark on Rome and the wider world, shaping the course of history in ways both profound and unintended. Caesar's story, with its triumphs and tragedies, serves as a mirror to our own humanity, reflecting both the greatness we are capable of achieving and the terrible price that ambition can exact.